Here you can see the reflection of the setting sun as I'm sitting in this hot tub and just thinking about what it really means to be a man, thinking about men's presence, thinking about whether I want to address you in English or in German. They have very different feelings, different feel to it. And so I just ended up in English, and I want to let you be part of this moment where I'm envisioning what it could mean to be a man in this time and place and space. And I think it's very important to realize that while we are talking about masculinity, about maleness, about what it means to be a man, in these times it's really more about letting go the old concepts of what has been defined as being a man or masculine. It's a time of redefinition. So, of course, it's 100% about letting go of your old judgments of what it means to be a man and masculine, and 100% embrace what it will mean in the future, or what it can mean right now, what can be a reality. Do we want to sow peace in the world as men today? For instance, one question. Or how can my newfound masculinity, or way of how I define myself as a man, be helpful in being a very powerful, protective, vulnerable, loving father to your children? Or what does it mean to be a partner, a true partner, a partner that's respecting you deeply and seeing you for who you are, and also seeing how that which needs to go maybe has served you for a long time, but it's no longer serving you. So also seeing those two parts in each other as a partner. And also envisioning how we can live in a world where the duality of the masculine and the feminine is really truly conceived as the yin and yang. That yes, it's about we're different. It's about duality. There's needs to be a minimum of two different perspectives for something to be different. And then there can be more. There can be more than just those two ways of looking at the world. It's not this black and white, masculine, feminine, yin and yang. And that's where our queerness comes in. Because oftentimes, me doing men's work, noticing that there's in a certain spectrum of our society, a suspicion. Why do you need to be a man? Why do we need that concept of being a man and a woman? And in that world, there needs to be a queerness. Definitely. Of like saying, yes, we need the duality, we need the polarity, we need at least two different ways of looking at things to even start the game. And then when it really takes off is when the multipolar, complex world explodes into being, and we're with this myriad of ways of being something. And that also includes that there's endless ways of being a man and a woman. And anything beyond that. There is a world where the concept of man and woman just don't exist. You need to embrace that queer space. That queer space where you don't know where you are. You're really in between. You're going crazy. Things are going to be turned upside down. So really, men's presence is about turning the world upside down, looking at things in a very different perspective. We're interested in a new way of defining what it could mean to be a man. And you need to include for that our humanness. Our humanness is what unites us. And I really believe deep down that it's this dance of the masculine and the feminine, the yin and the yang, the integration of that, to tap into that force will heal our world, will help us to create peace in the world. So these are just things I want to share from the bottom of my heart, sitting here in this amazing nature place and taking this step, because I think it's time that we all step in. We all need to step in. We all need to show ourselves. So being masculine, a truly masculine trait for me, for instance, is the capacity to move outward, to share our gifts, to share ourselves, not to hold back, to be authentic, to be really who we are in a world that's different. So being yourself, being your own unique self, and being that in this complex world that's often overwhelming, that's a big step. It's a step of coming out. But we also need to embrace our feminine, our sinking deeply in and taking the world in and not changing it, not doing anything, not thinking we need to be a certain way, but to really sink back into ourselves. That's a really, truly feminine trait. And it's this deep in and out, this deep up and down, this deep inhale and exhale, and the stillness in between, where the queerness lies, where you don't know, am I this way or that way? Well, it doesn't matter, because you're both. You're both that in the integration of the yin and the yang, masculine and feminine, you and me. So do we want to tap into that powerful place where we can be just that? Be ourselves in the world that's different. Have the masculine courage to move out and the feminine courage to deeply move in. And then realize what we are as a man, as a human, on an individual level. Everything's possible. What do you want to envision and manifest in your life? What version do you want to experience? And it's really about experiencing, about feeling it, breathing it, moment by moment, showing yourself to yourself, but also to the world outside. And realize in between, where we meet, in between you and me, that's where the relationship lies. That's where growth lies. That's where love lies. Where you and me meet at the crossroads, at our limitations that become our places of growth. And for that, I want to invite you in the men's presence. In German, I would say Männerpräsenz. But I decided to do this in English today because it's very dear to me as well. And so deep hello, deep salute to you, my friend, whoever will be watching this. I salute you, I greet you, and I send you all my love. Thank you.